A Christmas Eve service is a bit like a greatest hits album. We get to hear all the best bits of the Christmas story, right? The census, the shepherds, the wise men, the star. Turns out there's actually no little boy doing a drum solo, but that's okay. We don't need that. The problem with a greatest hits album is that you miss stuff, right? The B-side, the deep cuts, the grand story that an artist is trying to tell through the whole album. So I encourage you tonight or tomorrow or this week, sit down and read from beginning to end the first 2 chapters of Matthew or Luke. Try to read without expectations. Try to let go of the faith in violence and the misguided theology of punishment that we have been taught that warps our understanding of the gospel itself. Listen instead for a greater story. For instance, in Matthew starts with a genealogy, which is pretty much the most boring way possible to start such an important book. But you will find in that lineage countless people who were not pure descendants of Abraham, who were not perfect people, and yet were bound together in the story of God. You will find that lineage divided in 2 by the deportation to Babylon, a reminder of what empires of wealth and power do to the poor and the marginalized. You will find that the great hope of those people is not the rewriting of some cosmic balance sheet of sin, but that God would come to be with us and heal the broken parts of this world. You will find Joseph defying every expectation of manhood and patriarchy in the name of love. You will find an abusive king terrified of a vulnerable infant, because he knows that if people stop being afraid of him, he has nothing left. You will find foreign leaders bowing before the true king because loyalty to a nation knows nothing in comparison to membership in the family of God. You will find God with us, God Emmanuel. God among the poor and the scared, among the outcast and the demonized. God with us as a migrant fleeing persecution and facing some things even scarier that we don't like to talk about at Christmas. But you will find, as the Gospel of John summarizes so well, that the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness does not overcome it. God does not wait until we are perfect. God does not wait for calm. God does not wait for us to get our lives together or for the division and hate around us to go away. God shows up in the midst of chaos and empire, in the midst of darkness, in the most vulnerable way possible. God comes to be with us, to stay for a while, to abide with us, to light the way, to free us from our own fear, to free us from every empire of power and cruelty, whether we were born into it or made it out of ourselves, to guide us into love, to offer a better way of being human. God's light shines. And that is the hope we celebrate at Christmas. That we may find light no matter what mistakes we made yesterday. That we may become light to others no matter what tomorrow brings.